Okay, let's talk about something we all experience, right? Thinking, that part's easy, comes naturally.
Oh, yeah.
You can spend ages just lost in thought, dreaming, planning, picturing everything perfectly.
Mapping it all out.
But then comes the doing,
Yeah.
actually, taking a step.
Yeah.
That's different.
It really is.
And we get stuck, don't we?
Yeah.
Caught in that loop of thinking about the goals, the dreams. But the truth is, just thinking, it won't get you anywhere.
Nope.
It's the action. That's what matters. That's what changes things.
And that's the core challenge we're really digging into today, isn't it? That crucial shift. Moving from getting bogged down in thoughts, stuck in inaction, to actually making progress. Purposeful progress.
Right.
And the sources we've looked at for this deep dive, they offer some really powerful insights into how you make that shift, how you bridge that gap between ideas and, well, reality.
Absolutely. So our mission today is pretty clear. We're going to unpack the strategies for getting past those common roadblocks. You know the ones.
Overthink.
Yeah, overthinking, perfectionism, that fear of failing, procrastination.
Big ones.
We want to pull out the most important nuggets from everything we reviewed, really understand the power of just consistent action, even when it's messy.
Helping you unlock that potential.
Exactly. Okay, so let's start with that first big barrier, overthinking. How does it actually hold us back? We get so caught up imagining every single possibility,
Playing every option.
creating all these scenarios in our heads. But, like our sources point out, all that mental energy, it doesn't really lead anywhere productive.
No, it keeps you stuck right in the same place. It's fascinating, actually. It creates this kind of cognitive load.
Cognitive load.
Yeah, your brain gets so busy with hypotheticals, potential problems, that it basically runs out of juice for the doing part. So the more you think, the less you actually do. It can lead to decision fatigue, too, or even small choices feel huge.
Right, until the fear of making the wrong choice just paralyzes you.
Exactly, it becomes the barrier itself.
So here's where it gets really interesting. The sources say action is the antidote.
It really is. When you start doing something, anything, even a tiny step, you kind of short-circuit that fear loop. The act of doing, it activates different parts of the brain. You shift from just passively thinking to actively solving.
Like that analogy one source used, pushing a boulder.
Exactly. Pushing a boulder up a hill. That first push feels like the hardest part.
Right.
But once you get it moving, even a little, you build momentum, and suddenly things start to get clearer. The path forward doesn't seem so overwhelming.
That makes so much sense. Thinking about that initial hurdle, that gap between the idea and the first action, what stands out to you about this overthinking trap?
Well, it often leads right into the next problem, doesn't it?
Which is?
The waiting game.
Ah, yes. Waiting for everything to be perfect or for the right moment to just appear.
And our sources are really blunt about this. They basically say, waiting for perfect, that's just procrastination in disguise.
A fancy excuse.
Pretty much. The perfect plan, the perfect conditions, they don't just happen. You create them by starting the work.
Right.
Perfection is an illusion. That's a direct quote that really stood out. No perfect time, no perfect plan, only now.
Wow. That hits hard because that preparing can feel productive, but it just keeps you delaying.
Which ties right into procrastination itself. The silent killer of dreams, as you called it.
Yeah. And it's weird how the longer you put something off, the bigger it seems to get in your head.
Totally. It grows, right. And delaying feels good for a second, like relief.
Oh, yeah. That momentary escape.
But it just makes things harder later, more stress, more self-blame.
So why do we do it? What are the roots?
Well, our sources point to things like temporal discounting. Basically, our brains value immediate comfort, like putting it off, way more than some future reward.
Makes sense. Short-term gain.
Exactly. And underneath that, often fear. Fear of failing, fear of not being good enough, or just that relentless desire for perfection again.
Okay, so how do we break free? The sources must have some concrete steps.
They do. First, and this is huge, stop waiting for perfect. Just stop.
Easier said than done sometimes.
True, but crucial. Embrace the idea of start where you are with what you have.
Okay. Don't wait for all the resources or the perfect skill set.
Right. And break big goals down. Make the first step almost laughably small if you need to.
Like just open the document.
Yeah.
Or just put on your running shoes.
Exactly. And critically, stop making excuses. Just start.
Okay. What else? Any other tactics?
Yeah, things like pre-commitment, Decide in advance you're going to do it, set a hard deadline, put it in your calendar like an appointment you can't miss.
Make it non-negotiable.
Right. And accountability helps too. Tell someone your goal, set reminders, maybe even a small reward for doing it. That external nudge can make a difference.
That pull between wanting to start and finding reasons to wait. Does that feel familiar to you? That hunt for the perfect moment?
Oh, absolutely. And that often keeps us trapped somewhere else too.
Where's that?
In our comfort zone.
Ah, the comfort zone. Let's just say it. Success doesn't happen there.
It really doesn't. It feels safe, sure, predictable, but the sources are clear. It's stagnant.
Nothing grows there.
Exactly. Growth, innovation, progress. It all happens when we step out of what feels easy and familiar, when we challenge ourselves.
It's kind of a paradox, isn't it? True success isn't really found in safety.
No, it lives in risk. Calculated risk, maybe, but risk nonetheless.
Yeah.
It lives in the unknown, in that space where things feel a bit uncertain, a bit uncomfortable.
And when you think about people who've really achieved great things, the sources show they all had this in common. They took those risks. They went for things others were scared to try.
Their stories aren't about never stumbling. They're about having the courage to start, even when it felt scary.
So why do we cling to comfort then, if we know growth is outside it?
Well, often it boils down to that fear again, fear of failure.
Right. But here's a key idea from the sources. Failing doesn't make you a failure.
That's such an important distinction. It just means you tried. You took the shot.
And every failure is actually...
What? Data. Feedback. A lesson. An opportunity to learn something you couldn't have learned otherwise. It shows you what doesn't work, so you can adjust your approach.
It's not a reflection of your worth, it's just information.
Precisely.
So the people who succeed aren't the ones who avoid failure.
No. They're the ones who fail, learn from it, and keep going. They don't let it stop them.
That's powerful.
And it's worth remembering, the fear of failure, it's almost always way bigger, way more dramatic than the actual failure itself.
We build it up in our minds.
Exactly. Most of the time, the fallout isn't nearly as bad as we imagine. We're more resilient than we think.
Okay, so that brings up a challenge for you listening. What's one small step, even a slightly scary one, that you could take outside your comfort zone this week?
Just one small step.
Now let's tie all these threads together. The ultimate solution, the real engine for change, consistent action.
Yes.
And the big revelation here is, you don't need to know everything to start. You don't need to feel 100% ready.
That's a myth, a huge myth. No one is ever truly ready. Yeah, the idea of being perfectly prepared, it's an illusion that holds so many people back. Starting is what gets you going.
It's the starting itself that matters.
Exactly. It's in the moving, the doing, that you learn, you adapt, you figure things out. You can't get that kind of experience just from reading or planning.
You have to actually do it.
You have to do it. That's where the real learning happens.
And taking action, it doesn't just move the project forward.
Right.
It does other things too.
Oh, absolutely. It builds real confidence. Not fake, I think I can, confidence. But earned, I know I can because I did it, confidence.
And it creates momentum.
Yes. That snowball analogy again.
Right, rolling down the hill.
Small efforts start building on each other. Each step makes the next one a little easier. It creates this forward motion that becomes hard to stop.
And opportunities.
Opportunities tend to find people who are in motion. They rarely knock on the door of someone just sitting and waiting. Action creates opportunities.
So, bottom line for you, the listener, what's the key takeaway?
Consistency.
Consistency. It's not always about being the smartest or most talented.
Nope, the sources really emphasize this. It's about persistence. It's about showing up consistently and doing the work.
Even when you don't feel like it.
Especially when you don't feel like it. That's what builds discipline. That's how small actions, done over and over, turn into significant results.
It might take time to see those results, though.
For sure, it often does. But they are coming if you stay consistent. And that consistency also gives you constant chances to learn from mistakes, adjust, and get better.
So, thinking about a big goal you have, what's one small, consistent action you could commit to this week? Just one thing you'll do regularly.
That's the challenge.
Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive, let's just quickly recap the big ideas. We've talked about that huge difference between just thinking and actually doing.
So important.
We looked at overcoming those major hurdles, overthinking, perfectionism, procrastination, and that fear of failure.
And the need to step outside the comfort zone.
Right. Embracing mistakes as learning tools, not stop signs. And finally, the incredible power of just consistent action.
Yeah, the core message really is, action is what makes dreams real. It's the bridge.
And you don't need all the answers now.
Not at all. That's okay. The key is just take that first step, imperfectly, and let the path reveal itself as you move forward.
So maybe a final thought to leave you with, something from the sources. Failure, it's not the end of the road.
Not even close.
It's just a detour, a necessary one maybe on the way to success. The secret is just keep going, learn from every bump, every mistake.
And don't let fear stop you. Don't let it prevent you from doing what you're meant to do.